I like the pandemic because touring becomes habitual, and it's like I just questioned if I wanted to keep doing it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Fred Minnick Show is brought to you by 291 Colorado Whiskey, by Heaven Hill Brands, by Michter's, and by Marshall Headphones. Enter Minnick 15 to save 15% at checkout.
And welcome back to the Fred Minnick Show, a special edition here. One of my dreams about this show was that I would get to meet with musicians prior to them going on tour. Meeting with them after they had an album release, and COVID kind of happened and kind of screwed it all up, but here I am with Matt Myers of Houndmouth. You're about to go out on tour. You just dropped an album. Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you too, Fred.
I'm in your studio.
You came over.
This is pretty daggum cool.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool spot to hang out.
It really is, and we got a live audience here, which they're all big fans of vodka, so... I guess that's like the laugh meter there. You know, you get those live audiences who like says laugh. You know, mine's vodka.
Yeah,
that's the key word there. So how you been?
I've been great. I've been great. We release a record. It's like sitting on it for 2 years.
Yeah,
so everything's kind of spastic, and then it comes out in the world, and it's all good.
It dropped November 5th. What's the reaction been like? The
reaction's been really positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coming off our last record, which was kind of an insane like journey into crazy sounds and stuff, and this is really stripped back, and we recorded it here. So
wow,
yeah.
And what seems to be a fan favorite of like what I've seen from people has been the Vegas song. Everybody seems to have like a real connection to that one.
Okay, yeah, that was one we tacked on at the end of the record. We recorded it ourselves, so we had a producer come in and work with us. And then we had 7 songs we did with him. Mm-hmm. We released we gave the 7 to the label, and they're like, well, you need 3 more songs.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So we had to whip the 3 songs up on our own here.
How does that work? Like, you know, you creatively, like, you can't just turn it on, you know? And so you get pushed a little bit. Like, yeah, what's your process?
Yeah, the process is strange. It is. Process is just weird. It's long for me. It takes forever because I don't write a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
I just write I just put a lot of focus onto the things that I'm working on, and I don't do like an abundance of stuff.
Okay. All right. And you're always thinking, I imagine, because, you know, you got this, you're a writer, you all are, constantly thinking about like what's going to hit. So you got to always be thinking. So you probably in the back of your mind, you probably got like a song that's just there or you just haven't tapped into yet.
Yeah, and then sometimes that song like stays there forever and you get tired of it and then you get bummed because you just can't figure it out. That's the process, working through that.
So this week in the spirits world, a big announcement came from a fast food chain, mm-hmm. Arby's.
Really?
Arby's came out with a vodka.
I didn't know this.
They came out with their own vodka, and they're like branding it behind their potatoes, their curly fries and everything.
Whoa.
I feel like this is kind of like a socially significant thing in our culture. I mean, how do you feel about Arby's coming out with a vodka?
I feel, this is the first I heard about it, but I feel kind of great about it. I don't know. There's like something nice about like trash food and then like spinning that into some sort of art form or something. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of fits. Not gonna lie, it fits.
No doubt. I mean, everybody loves curly fries.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves Arby's curly fries. And
they're like crack cocaine.
Yeah, and the majority of people like vodka too. So
well, not my people here. Well, I definitely did not bring you any vodka. But I did bring, like we did last time.
Uh-huh.
Last time I sent you stuff.
Yeah.
That was pre,
right.
Everybody being able to be back together.
Well, last time you sent us stuff and then we drank it before the show.
That is true. That's true. So, like, I can't trust you.
No. That's why you came here.
I can't trust you to send you stuff. But I will be leaving a couple of these behind with you. I can't leave them all because They're so rare.
I understand.
There's not that many. But I want to start with something that's from your home state. This is a Spirits of French Lick bourbon. It's called William Dalton. This is a wheated bourbon. You know where French Lick is?
I do.
So they named it after, that area. And it's a really good, it's made there, so you can go and get your bourbon and then go lose all your money at the casino.
Yeah.
But it's a really great, great distillery. It's a fantastic, kind of rising star in the business, named Alan Bishop. He's a former moonshiner. And this is the dream of doing this in front of a live studio audience is they get to drink with us. So that's one of the fun things. But Spirits of French Lick, they're doing a lot of things, like they're using various grains. They're using local grains. They're adding things like oats to their mash bills. And they have they've been really pushing the envelope in a big way. And I feel like this is in that conversation. So here we are with a little bit of Spirits of French Lick, the William Dalton. So cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
It's really great to be hanging with you again.
It's great for you to be here. Thank you.
And I love this location.
It's
really
very
cool.
It's pretty quaint. Yeah.
Yeah. And the sound is so good. Like, I mean, the walls must be like, old school concrete and brick, because you're not hearing anything from outside.
No. The only thing you hear is cars because the windows are so old, and
You don't hear cars everywhere, but
truly.
you don't hear the wind or anything else.
Right.
All right, so with this, definitely a smell the grain. It can smell like kind of like a wheat bread, like a little butter on toast.
Yeah, the oats.
Oh my. Thank you. So the grains on here, this one is just 3 grains. 78% corn, 28% wheat, and 18% malt.
Wow.
10% malt. A 10 looks like an 8. I just got new glasses. I may need to get new ones because it's you're in your 20s still, so you don't know what this is like yet. But you eventually start losing your vision of like a little further away, and you're like, oh, I can't see. I remember making fun of like old people at the diners, and they hand me the check. I can't see that. Can you see this? And you're like,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
I was thinking my cousin Vinny. I think it's time for a thicker set of glasses.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I just came on TV the other day.
Yeah, My Cousin Vinny is like one of those classics.
Classic. Still, I mean, yeah, like my kids were watching it. Like,
wow.
They're 2 and 6, but like,
I mean, you got to start them young.
Truly.
My 3-year-old just does nothing but rocks out to 1980s bands. It's amazing. And then my 7-year-old, he's in he's taking drum lessons, and music is a big part of like our family.
Yeah.
And they don't want to watch cartoons. Well, sometimes they do, but they usually want to watch like old Spandau Ballet videos or Hall & Oates videos or Crowded House. It's a phenomenal.
That is wild. I guess the 80s bands match the energy of children.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's a lot of energy there.
Yeah, there is a lot of energy, and I get a little uncomfortable, with some of the things that, when you start hearing your 3-year-old talking about, like, I want to make love to you, baby. Then we got some problems.
The subject matters a lot.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. So what do you think?
I love it.
This is a good one.
Yeah, and it's not. I used to vacation in French Lick with my family, and the dude go out there and drink, try the Pluto water. All that.
Oh.
You ever done that?
No, I've not had the Pluto water. Tell me about it. Well,
it's from the sulfur, so it's very intense. It smells like it's kind of sewagey, and I was young when I was there, so I was like, you can drink this stuff, and I was like, I'll try it. I'll try anything, at that age.
Well, I'll say, they're fixing the water before they distill. Thank God.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this is all right. Yeah, French Lick, every time I go there, I either hit a deer or I hit a deer. Most deer-populated area in the country that I have seen.
You hit a deer in French Lick?
Yeah, I hit a deer in French Lick.
Was it bad? Did it mess up your car?
So I slowed down to let the thing pass, and the deer like kind of gave me this look, was like, hey, go ahead and go. I got this. I'm not going to run in front of you. So I was like communicating with the deer, so I went. And I went, and the damn thing took off, and it jumped up there, and his legs got stuck underneath my windshield wipers, and he's going, "Rah!" He's like kicking everywhere and everything. And it then got let loose, and then just kept going. And I was like, you fucking idiot. You said I could go. And then I'm like, I'm actually the idiot because I listened to a deer.
You thought it was just a nice Midwestern deer?
I thought it was just a deer, like, saying, like, look, it's your turn to go. I mean, you know.
I have never hit a deer.
Thank God. Dude, knock on some wood.
No doubt.
You don't want to do that.
I'm getting ready to drive, 3,000 miles.
So you're the tour guy. You're the one driving on tour?
No, I am capable. I can do it, but I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it's good to like get in that headspace. Driving's pretty therapeutic, I guess, but
yeah, it can be.
Yeah, and it like keeps me off my phone. But usually, we have a tour manager drive.
That's what tour managers are good for.
No, absolutely,
for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you're in a van, right? You guys got a nice sized van.
Yeah. So actually, we partnered with Dodge. We're doing taking a Ram van out this tour. Yeah, and they like hooked it up. It's got a big TV in it and some storage space.
Oh, that's badass.
It's pretty cool.
So of the person who smells the worst in the band, who's the person you got to worry about? You're not sitting next to because they got the stink.
We've picked our crew wisely.
Okay.
So nobody's got like crazy pungent odors, but we did tour around with the band. We were like opening for a band for a while, and just being in the same room with a certain individual was pretty painstaking.
Dude, he didn't like shower.
No, yeah. He just like didn't shower, which is common on the road, especially like not washing your hair and stuff. You just but
I mean, hey, if it brings you energy on stage,
totally.
Right? I mean,
yeah. But you gotta smell good to play good.
So now I'm going to take you down to Alabama. On your tour, are you going to Alabama at all? Are you all heading down south?
I don't think we're going to Alabama this run, no.
Well, I just tasted this yesterday. It's 6-year-old cask strength Alabama bourbon from a small distillery called Dettling. This is only available in Alabama, and it blew my socks off.
Sweet.
And I was like, as I was picking my items to drink with you, I was like, I gotta bust this out.
Thank you.
So, Dettling, Alabama.
Cool.
Take a look at that.
It's a nice crest.
Now, before the seal in here was plastic or wax so thick that you could use it as a prison shank. Like you could cut a jugular with it. Ready? There you go. All right, so here we go. We're going to go down this path again. Second day in a row I've tasted this one. Man, it smells so good. That right there.
Yeah.
Whew. Now, when you were, I think we talked about this last time, but does whiskey or anything like that affect your vocal cords?
Yes and no. It makes me cough and stuff during singing, so I try not to like drink straight stuff before drinking. But I don't like actively like drink on tour. It's just kind of like but if there's a beer hanging around, I'll just I don't seek out to drink before a show.
Okay, so you won't drink beforehand.
I do often, but I don't like. It's always around. It's always accessible. Okay. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like in your rider, they will just like drop you a bottle of Jack, or so you have a 6-pack of beer there or something like that.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because, being affiliated with Danny Wimmer Presents, like, every like musician camp is different. And there are some managers, they like see me walking around, like, keep the alcohol guy away from my guy.
Truly. Yeah, there's people. that it doesn't mix well.
Yeah, and it's a thing. Is like I'm always very nervous that I'm going to impact someone's sobriety. So
I do too. I saw my neighbor out at a restaurant the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna buy him a round of beers. But then there's always like, I don't know if he drinks. Like, is this gonna be offensive? There's always that.
And I don't think, the thing is like, I don't think it in any way, shape, or form is it, everyone's responsibility to always placate to other people. I think it's a matter of the people in those positions. They get themselves prepared to handle it.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes maybe we overcompensate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and it would break my heart if I was the trigger for someone.
Absolutely. So. But yeah, I think you're totally right, and you just go through life doing gestures, and hopefully everybody's.
Yeah. Now, where are we going on the tour? What are some of the key spots?
We're going to Detroit tomorrow.
Okay.
And Chris, help me out. We've got New York, yeah. Philadelphia, Charlottesville. That's a makeup show. We were just in Charlottesville and the power went out.
Oh wow!
And like an hour before show. Oh yeah.
We've got Philadelphia. Oh, we already said Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Well, I'll drop the tour in the description. So if anyone's like listening or watching this, you can see where it's at and like is this the first time you all been on the road since the pandemic?
No, we've gone out a couple times.
Okay.
And just like a small string of shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many will you play on this run?
We're gonna play for 2 weeks, and we have maybe 2 days off, and then we'll go out again in December for 2 weeks, and we'll have like 2 days off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got to imagine like this is like an itch you've been dying to scratch for a while.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I like the pandemic because touring becomes habitual, and
right.
It's like I just questioned if I wanted to keep doing it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but ultimately, yes, I do. And now you get to like go back at it with new energy.
What was that thought process like? Because anytime I've been there. I almost gave up whiskey writing.
Uh-huh.
I almost quit, but there was things at play that kept me going, and I'm glad I did. But what was the process for you making that very important decision for not only your livelihood, your family, your fans,
right,
but also your internal self?
Yeah, there's always a drive that like won't go away no matter what. Like to just write and then ultimately perform the songs, because once you write them, you have to deliver them in a way that can only come through like you and your voice. So, it was just like, I got to keep sticking with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what if you weren't in this band, if you weren't a musician, what would you be doing?
Man, I have no idea. I went to college and got like, I spent most of my time in like philosophy classes, and then I think I got out with the general studies degree because it could get me out fast enough. I remember my dad was like, you need to graduate college and then I don't care what you do. He's like, I'll pay for you to go to college, which is awesome. So I did that, and then the day I graduated, I started a band.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you think of the Dettling? How's it hitting you?
It's excellent. It's I don't know if this is right, perfumey. It's kind of
very nice. Yeah. My wife's in the audience. I can see her glass is empty, so I'm taking that she likes it. She's a bourbon drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go out of town, and then like there'll be certain bottles that I notice are a little bit emptier when I get home.
Yeah.
One time she crushed like a $300 to $800 bottle of rye for sours, making sours at home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a moment of pain in my heart in our marriage. Love you, babe.
Those are great things to work through.
All right, so if we taste this up against the Spirits of French Lick, they're a little bit different in style, but yet there's some similarities there. There's a lot of like some of the like oils. There's a very, very kind of like interesting same trajectory of oils on my palate. I want to do a taste. Let's taste these two together and see which you happen to like more? Yeah, that William Dalton from Spirits of French Lake is fantastic.
It's pretty fantastic. I don't know if it's a matter of like what I like more, but like I guess naturally I like the like oat side of that. Mm-hmm. I like the maltiness.
Yeah, it's really, really, really special.
Yep.
I think I'm going to give the nod to the Spirits of French Lick over the Dettling, which if you would have asked me yesterday if I would have done that, I said no. But today, I think I am. I also wonder, I've crossed the river. I'm in Indiana. This is comparing an Indiana bourbon to an Alabama bourbon. It's almost like its own little civil war. You got the Union versus the Confederacy. Kidding. Obviously, the Dettlings are not Confederates.
Right.
They're part of the actual United States of America now. But it's like it's a contrast of styles in some ways. But I definitely dig the Spirits of French Lick.
I do too.
I'm giving it a nod over the Dettling. How about the audience here? Spirits.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Spirits of French Lick is the winner.
Dettling for me. Dettling for me.
Dettling, babe. Neither.
Chris, what you got?
The harshest critic in the room, my wife. What you got, Chris? French Lick. French Lick is the winner. All right, so now we'll move on to really what to me is one of the best whiskeys that Jim Beam has ever put out. It's their Lineage product. It's a 15-year-old. This is only available in duty-free shops around the world. And I happen to have gotten a bottle. And I have a feeling it's not going to last very long after my wife tastes this. So here you go. Ready? Good catch. So if we look at when we talked last, you all had kind of put the album to bed. Everything was kind of going off to to that next step.
Yeah, it's getting mastered, I think, something like that.
Why the hell does it take so long to do an album?
Hey.
Honestly, I want to know, because like you hear about someone doing an album and then 5 years later it's like it makes no sense.
I know. I don't know. I kind of know, but also I don't know. It's like, I feel like I've been with these collections of songs for over 2 years.
Wow.
And yeah, the main priority was like, I want to write songs that I don't get tired of playing. And I feel like great about the release. I didn't realize before release day, it was like old news to me. And then it came out, and then people were like texting like, hey, this is nice. And it's like, oh, it's kind of like a birthday. Like it makes you like grateful again for all the people in your life that you didn't know were like paying attention. So yeah, but mastering, recording, mixing, and then it has to get like pushed for marketing and stuff, and everything's got to get set up through a label.
Yeah,
this is a long process.
There's like a boardroom of people having conversations about your fate.
Exactly, the panel. What song will be the single, and what will we do with
goodness.
Yeah.
Now, I in writing books, like I've gone through that too, but I can justify why it takes a book 2 years. Commas are not the easiest to deal with. Everyone's got an opinion on a comma here and there. And I just know that, we're in a different phase in music where you can record something right now in this studio.
Yeah.
Drop it on iTunes tomorrow, and it could be the number one thing in the world.
Totally.
So it just feels like music is like not catching up to what reality is in some ways.
Yeah, it's always the thing. No matter what, even if you record it yesterday and put it out, it's still a product of the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, I like the recklessness of releasing stuff just off the cuff. Mostly, I'm intrigued by it because I haven't done it very often.
Well, maybe that could be a little something to play with. You can be a TikTok guy. Maybe do some TikToking.
No, not me.
What do you think about all those TikTok singers that become like mega influencers?
Well, I've had thoughts about it, and then I try and push it out of my head. But like, I don't know. A lot of times you look like TikTok singers, and there's something about it. I don't want to like generalize it, but there's something like really not super genuine about it, or they're just very young and like maybe haven't like found their voice or something yet, and I don't know. It all seems kind of a little bit forced.
Yeah, not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also feel like that time is going to pass. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I just can't see. I can't see this happening. Keeping on. I would just.
It's not sustainable. That's
No.
for sure. Yeah.
And I talked to. I interviewed. I had Perez Hilton on a few weeks ago, and one of the things he talked about was like he's like influencers are eventually going to go away if they don't find something else because that's not sustainable and you can't keep it up.
Yeah. There's not like a skill set, or you're not connecting with people on a deep level. It seems like.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not mentally healthy.
No.
Because it's not like you get a bunch of fans there, and if you do just get a bunch of fans, they prop you up and they give you an unrealistic expectation of life.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have, and then when you have like the haters, I mean, people have a hard time dealing with haters.
Yeah.
And that, like, if you can't handle that, you're fucked.
Right. When you have a craft to work on, like, when you get praise, you can sift through that because you can still go back to that one thing you're working on.
Right.
And be like, I need to take care of this thing and make sure it's good. And when you get haters, you're like, okay, I can also tune that out. It's one and the same. But yeah, when you don't have like a skill set or something greater than yourself that you're working on, it can get like pretty, I bet.
And I bet you anything, Matt, you are your biggest critic. I bet you.
Of course.
You are your biggest critic.
Yeah. I take it so hard on myself, so like, yeah, yeah.
And that I think is one of the missing links of like that the influencer community is that they're like, you're an artist, you're like a legit artist, and you've probably thrown away more beautiful songs and music than most people have ever dreamt of. So
I've thrown away a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how beautiful it is, but it's a lot.
Well, it's not beautiful to you, but someone else probably is. All right, so here we are on the Beam Legacy. It's a 15-year-old. It's a project between Fred and Freddie No, father-son relationship here. And honestly, this is just good whiskey.
It straight up.
What's the audience think?
Very good.
Yeah, this is a hard one to beat here.
Yeah.
It's got like high notes. I feel like seems very
this is
high to me.
This is a long, illustrious career in a barrel. And it's also, I think, it's probably one of the top 5 things that's ever came out of Jim Beam. That's how high I'm on it. It's really good.
When you say it's only at duty-free shops, is it like accessible there still? Like accessible at duty-free shops?
I think so. Like people, it's not like people are just booking flights to Japan and Australia to buy bourbon.
Yeah.
The reason why duty-free is such an important spot for spirits companies is because that's the only place that they can get a CEO of a major company by themselves, because they're traveling. I'm
Right.
sure they might have an entourage, but when they walk into that shop, they're not bringing the people who work for them. It's
Right.
them and their money, and
Right.
the duty free, the stuff you see in there is meant to separate them from their money and basically create a brand loyalty that they could never get anywhere else. So you
Right.
will always see high end stuff in those places, and it is gender neutral. It's you see it with the perfumes and everything, and then you have the cigarette community. So
Right.
like if you want to buy a bunch of good cigarettes, you buy cartons upon cartons of them over there.
Without the fire safe.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean all that. They've got all the the European style or the Turkish style
Right.
cigarettes and everything. So
Right. I remember the Argentinian cigarettes didn't have the fire safe thing on it, and once they put those on there, it made them taste much different. Like the U.S. started putting the fire safe rings.
Yeah, and the thing is like, they put all of that stuff on there, but then they're just like, oh, but it's okay to put the chemicals in there and all,
Yeah.
So it's like, come on.
Truly.
I mean, give me a break. So those duty-free shops are really important for the Vice community.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, I dipped. I chewed tobacco when I was in the Army, and now I can't stand the sight of it.
Yeah.
I smoke cigars. But,
okay.
Yeah, but not
I have nightmares about pulling a dip out of my mouth, and it never stops coming out, and I'm just gagging in my dream. It's so gross.
That is.
Yeah.
As someone's bringing out a can of chew. So gross. The whole thing about dipping, it's like it's a social thing, and it's the same with the cigarettes. When I was in the Army, man, like everybody either smoked or chewed, and like there were very few people who didn't do anything, and it was just part of it. Same with baseball, which I played. Same with wrestling. It's just one of those things where it's a social aspect.
Absolutely. It's in the same vein of touring and being around musicians and stuff. But less and less nowadays. Like I don't see too many smokers and stuff.
Yeah, and the professionalism of music. We've lost so many people to drugs, and I think there's been a big effort in music to try and thwart some of that stuff.
Totally.
But, you still have it. But,
right.
I know. But, whiskey, though, is usually pretty acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you consciously drink it.
Yeah, if you think about what you're tasting and drinking, that's very different than, say, chugging, like Lemmy did, from Motorhead.
Right.
Which he had a bottle of Jack Daniels every day.
Yeah.
Lemmy from Motorhead, an icon, and one of the most important musicians in rock. Now we're going to go to something that actually I had a hand in. We're going to go to rum now. This is a small batch release, that single batch, as they call it in rum, that I picked for Total Wine, and there's only like a couple thousand bottles. And this is a rum from St. Lucia. Now, my wife and I, that's where we went for our honeymoon. And we went to St. Lucia for our honeymoon, and we were to go to this distillery, but it had burned down the day before.
Whoa.
We pulled up, and there were still like still smoke and cindering and everything.
Still smoking.
And so anytime I talk to these guys, they're like, "Oh yeah, we were going to go there the day," and so we're gonna go out there and go check out the distillery one of these days. Hopefully, we're not a bad omen and it burns up. But, my cork's on there, good. Yeah, that one's empty. So rum is not the rums that I drink are not the Bacardis, the Captain Morgans, things like that. I drink what we would call real rum, and that
I can smell it.
There's no sugar added. The distillation proof is not really super high, and you basically have they distill pot still. So they will distill the molasses out of a pot. They will distill that out of a column, and they will batch those together or blend them. And so they all have like their own kind of creation techniques. But what we are tasting here is really, truthfully, one of the best rums in the world. Probably a top 10 rum in the world. Well, that cork, you can hear it a mile away now. You all puckered up there, cork.
Wow, Fred. Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's incredible. Whew.
Now this is these are already sold out, but the brand is called Chairmans Reserve from St. Lucian Distillers, and the rums that they have on the market are all exceptional, all really good. But my favorite that they have, it's called 1931, and you can find that on a lot of online stores. It's so delicious.
This is so good.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't. I mean, the thing about rum is like you would never know unless you picked up that glass. You know.
Right. And yeah, and I feel like usually when you're pouring rum, it's gonna get mixed.
Mm-hmm. This is what we would call sipping rum.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the audience was pretty heavy-handed with this pouring last thing.
Wow.
I mean, they just poured a little bit of the others, but geez.
When is this going to be available?
Well, the thing is, it was only available by pre-order, and it sold out. It sold out within like 5 hours or something. But it is. I mean, I'm going to pour another one while we're sitting here and talking. It's so good. But let's. So you've got this. You've got the new album out. It's help me out with the name.
Good for you.
Good for you. And you got this new album out, and you're about to go on tour.
Uh-huh.
And you already confessed in a little bit of like it's already old to you.
Uh-huh.
So do you have any new songs that you'll be playing on tour that you'll test out?
No, but we have new songs that we just don't. We want to keep them a little bit private until we work out some kinks. But I don't know. We didn't get to test out Good For You on a crowd because of COVID. So we had to like trust our instinct, and it was like what we thought was necessary to like test songs out. It's not quite necessary, so it's kind of fun like keeping things under wraps.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the when I heard the line about Kentucky, I was like, "Woo!" You know, I mean, I'm so excited for you to play in Kentucky.
Yeah.
With that one, and I would love to see you on a bill with My Morning Jacket, Band of Horses.
Yeah, I would like that too.
I would love, because you all are so similar but very different.
Yeah.
In style and music, but that to me is like someone who. And if we could get them all to be in the same room together for a long enough period of time, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Oh,
so
right.
That those four on a ticket, that'd be like a dream show for me.
That would be cool.
CSNY is my all-time favorite band.
What is that?
CSNY, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Yeah.
Or Sometimes Young.
Yeah.
Is my all-time favorite band.
Cool. Yeah, I love Neil Young.
He's amazing.
Huge.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Stills, though, I think he's retired, and Crosby's he's gone off the deep end a little bit.
He's pretty active on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone out there, but the two hearts of that band, vocally, have always been Graham Nash and Neil Young. But Graham Nash is so good, such a great musician. But I mean, I would love to see that. And I mean, gosh, where are you all playing in Louisville? Are you all playing in Kentucky?
Yeah, we're playing at Paris Town Hall. The day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to maybe take the family out there. Go check that out.
Come on out. Come on out.
My boys. You might be my boys' first like concert where I'm not working.
Yeah, come on out.
I love that.
Last time we played there, I accidentally kept a key card to the back door. So
okay.
I got a key.
You think it?
I can get you guys in.
You think it still works?
I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't think they changed their locks.
Paristown, I don't know. I don't think they got the high level security.
No.
They probably we don't need to change these locks.
No, I think it's good.
I like it. I like it. So what are you most excited about going on tour?
I'm just excited to play the songs to people now that they've heard the album. It was a little weird. Like, it's weird playing songs that you love and like think that might be received well to people that still haven't heard the songs, because it's like there's still a gap of like, oh, I'm not familiar with this. How should I receive this? Because a lot of people come to concerts to like sing along and do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll like the active listening goes up once somebody's familiar with the song.
Well, I think you definitely have several hits in there. Like I said, like I pushed it out to my audience. Everyone loved the Vegas song. Everyone loved the call out to Kentucky. But just in general, man, you all are right there, and I'm glad you made the decision to keep with it. And if that time comes again, just call me up and we'll sit down and drink some bourbon and talk through it.
Absolutely.
Or some rum, as I'm pouring myself another glass here.
Let's do that.
What's your favorite?
A rum.
If the rum is the favorite.
It's so good.
The thing is the rum is probably the least expensive after maybe the Spirits of French Lick on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
Funny how that works.
Rum just doesn't get the love it deserves.
It doesn't get the love it deserves.
It does not get the love. It does not get the love. But man, I'm happy for you all to be back on the road. I'm happy for the new album drop. Good for you. And you all were just featured in NPR. I mean, you guys are just, you're rising. Your stock is rising, and I'm excited to see it. And also, I'm thankful to have my first studio audience here to be with you.
Me too.
I appreciate that.
Cheers and happy Veterans Day. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
Cheers.
Cheers.